Imposter syndrome anxiety. This is something that I've personally been through myself, and I want to show you how to overcome imposter syndrome anxiety instantaneously so you can stop feeling fake or feeling not good enough or even feeling like a void and emptiness within inside of yourself. Hey boss, it's Gavin here, and I help people change their brains so they can grow their income and their impact. And I've been lucky enough to help bosses shift their mindset so that they go on to make 6- and 7-figure incomes in their businesses, overcoming imposter syndrome, anxiety, procrastination, resistance, the stuff that holds people back from getting to that next level in their business and in their lives and in their careers. So if you're someone that wants to break through to the next level and you really want to transform your life, then check out my free training in the description on how to change your brain so you can grow your income and your impact. Now, imposter syndrome is something that I've personally been through myself, and I've been able to shift myself into being someone that feels totally confident at pursuing my goals, my dreams and desires without feeling like an imposter, and like I'm feeling totally fulfilled in that work, and I'm being able to feel that sense of reward from accomplishing certain things in my life. So let's just get one thing straight. You're trying to be real in a fake world. Okay, I want to repeat it again and let that land. You watching this video right now have imposter syndrome because you are trying to be real in a fake world. There's a lot of people at your work, at your job, in your business, even on social media that are faking it. They're not being 100% authentic. And they show a face, they show a front, hiding their true selves. And you intuitively know this. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you are more of a sensitive person. You're more empathic. You're more conscious of your own thinking. You're conscious of yourself. You may be leaning to more of an introverted personality. And some people who are extroverted do have this imposter syndrome as well. But I'm finding more people with introversion have this imposter syndrome because they're internalizing how they are feeling. Chances are, if you're watching this right now, the certifications, the grades, building the business, becoming more successful, for you, maybe it's a little bit meaningless. There's no meaning behind it. You just can't find that tangible reason why you're doing this stuff. You have nothing to grasp onto, nothing tangible to hold on to. And there's a reason for this, and I'm going to explain why in just a moment. But you feel like you're sort of striving in life. You're trying to go for these qualifications, these grades, making progress in your business. You're trying to do all of this stuff, but you don't have a genuine core reason why you're doing it. You're probably someone that finds it hard to receive compliments when someone says something nice about you. Now, this goes a little bit deeper because we have this thing called the 5 love languages. This is a book by Gary Chapman, and some people like to receive compliments and some people don't. But when someone compliments you or says something good about your goals, the things that you've achieved or who you are as a person, you find it hard to really receive that. Maybe you feel a little bit disassociated. Maybe you don't feel like you're in your body. Maybe you feel like you're not grounded here on earth. Like you feel like you're somewhere up in the air or up in the clouds. And you just don't feel like you're in your body. And it sounds a little bit weird, but this is how some people feel because in the past, maybe they've experienced some trauma and they've sort of left that identity that they have for themselves. And this feeling of imposter syndrome and disassociation might lead to you feeling like you don't feel that sense of reward when you do something. So let's say you set out some tasks to do for the day and you check those off or you do those things. You don't feel anything from it. You don't get any reward. You don't get that dopamine release. You just feel like, meh, I did something. So what? It doesn't matter. There's no, sense of accomplishment from doing this particular activity or task. Maybe there's some big things that you've achieved in your life and you sort of faked your celebration. Like you was like, yay, like everyone's celebrating that you passed and you done this but you didn't necessarily feel it. You didn't feel it deeply and it doesn't feel like motivating. And that's how I felt. Like I would do these things, I would accomplish all this stuff and I was good at, swimming and karate and long jump and triple jump and doing all these athletic stuff, basketball, football. And I would have all these accomplishments, but didn't feel that sense of reward. So here's the reason why this is happening to you. Here's why you feel imposter syndrome anxiety. The reason you feel this way is because your whole life you've been told that you need to do all of this stuff in order to be somebody. Okay, I want to repeat that again. Your whole life says you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, right? You need to pass your grades, you need to do well in school, you need to get a good job, you need to do all this stuff in order to be somebody in life, in order to feel valid, in order to feel significant, in order to feel important. And so what's happening here is you don't have a strong identity around what you truly want out of life. Life has mostly taught you what you want. And so, of course, you're going to feel a little bit like an imposter because you haven't been listening to your heart. You haven't been listening to yourself. You've been functioning off the ego. You've been functioning off logic a majority of your life. That you need to, sit down, stand in line, listen to instructions, follow the rules, cross your arms. You need to get the good grades. You need to listen. You need to listen to the teacher. You need to, do all this stuff, right? From a very young age, you've been programmed to follow, a system that's been projected on us without really identifying who you are, what your identity is, what you really truly like, what you really truly enjoy. And so you are a little bit in a area of limbo, or you might feel a little bit lost. Everybody said that you should do this stuff. Everybody said that you need to get good grades, you need to get this certain job, you need to have these accomplishments. And a part of you wanted to please these people, please your parents, please society in general, to be a person in society that, basically is a good contributor to society. And the missing piece to all of it is no one taught you to love yourself. No one taught you to identify with yourself. Look in the mirror and realize that is you in the mirror right now. And that you are more than anything external. You are more than your grades. You are more than the job that you have. You are more than career. You are more than money. You are more than the relationships, even having children. You are more than all of these things. Getting all of this stuff can never fulfill you. Getting all of these things externally can never fulfill you until you listen to yourself and you identify with yourself that I am a real human being with feelings, thoughts, and emotions, and I am someone that can make my own decisions, and I am someone that can really create my own reality. So I want to ask you this: if you was taught to completely 100% love yourself at a very young age, how would you feel right now about this imposter syndrome thing? Right? All the accomplishments that you've had in your life, all the things that you've achieved, the job that you have, maybe the partner that you have in your life, maybe the certifications that you've got, maybe pursuing that online business or the business that you want. How would you feel about that if you completely and holistically loved yourself, deeply and completely? How would it feel to you? Can you feel the sense of empowerment? Can you feel the sense of confidence? Can you feel the sense of feeling whole and complete? I'm sure you can feel it, right? And this is the void that needs to be filled so that you no longer feel like an imposter. So I'm going to share with you 3 steps to heal imposter syndrome anxiety instantaneously. Number 1 is start implementing the loving mirror exercise. So basically what you want to do is get a mirror. A large one is better if you can see your whole body within the mirror. And basically you want to look into the mirror and you want to look into your eyes and tell yourself, I love myself. I love myself. That's me. That's me in the mirror right there. That's me. I love myself. I love myself. I appreciate myself. Wow, that's me right there. And really identify and realize that that is you. And that you is powerful, and completely accepting who you are. And doing this for 5 minutes a day for the next 10 days will radically shift your life. There's a really good book called Love Yourself Like Your Life Depends on It, which will help further teach you how to begin appreciating yourself and loving yourself and honoring yourself deeply and completely. The reason we feel fake, the reason we feel like we're not enough, is because there's a lack of love to self. There's a lack of focus on self. Your whole life, you've been pleasing other people and forgetting you. The universe is you because everything surrounds you. I just want to repeat that for the people in the back. You, right now, everything surrounds you. You are the center of the universe. Everything surrounds you. You are the universe. And so everything is energy. So if everything is energy, that means you are the universe. And so when you think like that, you realize that you are the center of it all. It all starts with you. And so why would we not focus on recognizing ourselves and giving ourselves significance, validation, self-recognition, so that we can then function in the world, not based on what the world is telling us, but we can operate from inside out. So it's a simple exercise, 5 minutes a day. You set a time on your phone for 5 minutes and you sit there and you look in the mirror and you tell yourself that you love yourself. You say nice things to yourself over and over and over again. And you really, sort of look into your eyes very deeply and feel the sense of love and appreciation for yourself and all the things that you've accomplished in your life. Now, at first, this might be very challenging. This might be very difficult, but I want you to stick with it. The more you do this, the higher your self-esteem becomes, the more confident you feel, the more certain you become. You realize self. You become associated with yourself. The second thing I want you to do is to let things land. And what I mean by that is I want you to begin taking on compliments from people. I want you to, when someone smiles at you, deep it. What I mean by deep it is really feel it. Like someone just smiled at you. Someone gave you a smile. Don't just be like, oh yeah, someone smiled at me. No. Wow, someone smiled at me, and really feel it. Like someone just actually, it's too often that we just walk through life, we're on our phones, we're on social media, we're distracted, and we're not grateful for these little things like someone smiling at us, right? And so if someone smiles at you, maybe they think you're good looking. Maybe they feel like you got a good aura. Maybe they feel like you're a nice person or whatever it is. Let it land. Take it on board. Realize that someone's looking at you, someone's appreciating you, someone's complimenting you, and let it sit with you and believe it to be true. So if someone says, hey, you're really good at doing this thing, someone just said, I'm really good at doing this thing. Not only that, this other person said the same thing too, and this other person said it too. So it must be true that I'm good at this thing. Me, I am good at this thing. At one point in my life, what I was doing is I was taking in these compliments and I would literally go and sit with it. I would literally go meditate. I'll close my eyes and feel the feelings of people saying these nice things about me and realizing, wait, like I'm letting it land. I'm letting it integrate into myself. I'm not just throwing it off and not letting it go in one ear and out the other, right? I'm allowing it to be me and a part of who I am. I'm letting it settle in and cementing into my being rather than brushing it off. Too often, we're distracted, we're in a fast-paced life, and we're not taking the time to notice the little things that are showing up for us and how we can use that to facilitate our self-esteem, our confidence, that validation and feeling significant. It's all around us. It's happening all of the time. But for most of us, we're not sitting with it. We're not using it. See, energy can't be created or destroyed. So when someone says something to us and it's a nice compliment or whatever it is, instead of letting it pass through, transmute that energy into your being. Make it a part of who you are. The third thing that I want you to do is begin doing things just for you. Okay, and I mean just for you. Nobody else involved. I'm talking about maybe going shopping and buying things just for you. Not to look better for other people, but you're buying the clothes for yourself. You. Yeah, it's you. You're going to take yourself out for a meal. You're going to go to the cinemas by yourself. You're going to treat yourself to a walk. You're going to treat yourself in the morning to meditation just for you. You're going to ponder. You're going to write. You're going to do a diary. Spending time with yourself and really doing it just for you will empower you to really step into a new identity, or creating an identity for yourself where you don't feel like you're sort of out here up in the clouds, disassociated from yourself, and really acknowledging yourself. You want to do nice things for yourself. At the end of every month, I reward myself by literally going to a hotel by myself, like a spa hotel, and just treating myself to doing that, and really relaxing and chilling out and just doing me, eating a meal by myself, doing all this stuff for me. So even if it's once a month, that's good enough. I have a short morning routine where I spend time and focusing on myself, where I do a little bit of a meditation. And being an introvert anyway, I do find myself, focusing on myself anyway. So if you're extrovert, this might be a little bit more challenging, but I want you to push yourself to really do things for you. And again, this one, it might feel a little bit uncomfortable for you because again, your whole life you've been told to do things for other people. I remember at one point where I was in a relationship, and it was kind of a narcissistic relationship. And I didn't really feel like doing things for myself. And when I would try and do it, even just playing basketball, I would go play basketball, I felt like a little bit of an imposter. I felt fake. Like, why am I doing this? Like, it's boring. It wasn't really boring. It was that, like, I don't like doing things for myself. I don't like doing things for me. But when you can train your brain to feel that it's okay to give to yourself, to accept love from yourself, that's when things can change for you in a very powerful way. Imposter syndrome anxiety can really hinder your efforts in taking action and making progress in your career and in your business. If you're someone that feels like you have imposter syndrome and you want to help with it, you want to make progress in your life, you want to take action, you want to feel fulfilled, you want to feel whole, you want to feel complete, you want to feel solid, you want to feel empowered, you want to feel like a powerful person, you want to feel valid. You don't want to be codependent, or you don't want to feel anxiously attached to people. You want to feel centered within yourself, and like you don't need anything. You just want to go for things. You want to take action. You want to accomplish stuff because you want it and you love yourself and you appreciate yourself. If you're someone that wants to really do that and you're serious about taking your life and your business to the next level, then check out my free training in the description on how to change your brain so you can grow your income and your impact. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And in this video right here, I show you how to go from being an employee mindset to being an entrepreneurial mindset. And remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.